6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, good morning. Hope you're doing well. I have changed my batteries, so we're good. Awesome.
Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.
Good morning, everyone. 7:46 on Wednesday, May 13th. Thanks so much for joining us on After GMS, our Facebook Live show. Thanks for connecting with us, whether you're on your mobile app or sitting at a desktop right now. We appreciate you joining us. So, Taran Kirksey, we always start with weather. I have to tell you, Ed Matthews has his umbrella out in the weather garden right now, so must be some rain in the area.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There are a few pockets of rainfall out there right now. Now, radar looks a lot more impressive than what's actually happening at the ground. Okay, we do have some dry air in place, so not all of that activity is reaching the ground, but that little pocket of rainfall moving across the triad right now is bringing us light to even a few pockets of moderate rainfall at the moment, and we'll continue to see the chance of a few showers as we go through the morning hours. And then through the afternoon, we do expect things to dry out a little bit, although we still can't rule out a stray shower or two for the afternoon as well. High temperatures today will stay in the mid 60s, and it's going to stay cloudy, well, at least mostly cloudy as we go through the day today. And tonight, the mostly cloudy conditions will continue with low temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s. Today is the last cool day that we're going to see for a while around here as our temperatures warm up dramatically for the rest of the week. High temperatures in the mid 70s Thursday, low to mid 80s Friday. And I think this weekend we'll see high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s for most of the state, but a few spots across North Carolina may make it to 90 degrees this weekend. And by Sunday and Monday, we'll see the chance of a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. But right now, the rain chance looking all that widespread. That's a quick look at your 7-day forecast.
Let's get to your morning news headlines right now. There are 301 new positive cases as of the latest state update, bringing the total of positive COVID-19 cases in North Carolina to more than 15,300 as of yesterday. But that number includes more than 9,000 people the state presumes have already recovered. 577 people have died, 27 more than Monday. 475 people are currently in the hospital, up 11 since Monday. And this is really important perspective. Of more than 200,000 tests conducted so far, 7.5% are positive. That percentage has remained pretty consistent over the last 2 weeks. The Triad's two largest school districts have announced how they plan to honor graduating seniors. Let's start with Guilford County Schools. They will hold drive-through recognitions for 28 high schools. GCS leaders say they made this decision based on feedback from students, parents, and principals. The district still plans to hold traditional ceremonies, but that could be months away. Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools has a different approach. It is holding online ceremonies for each of its 16 high schools. That district is also holding drive-by diploma pickups where students can get out of the car, walk across a stage, take a picture, and receive a diploma.
Well, the Out of the Garden Project plans to hold food giveaways several days a week. They'll partner with Mount Zion Baptist Church in Greensboro to host food giveaways every Tuesday from noon until 1, and they'll work with Daystar Church every Wednesday and Friday from 11 a.m. to noon. Also happening in your community, Harris Teeter will start offering free testing in Guilford County. This Friday, the drive-through COVID-19 testing site will be at the City of High Point parking deck on West Commerce Avenue. Testing will be held Friday, Saturday, and Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the next 2 weeks. You do need to make an appointment first. You can find those details on our website.
Well, the CDC recommends still wearing a mask or face covering in public, especially in areas where it might be harder to social distance yourself. But that mask only helps so much if you're not wearing it properly. That's why WFMY News' Candace Red set out to find the do's and don'ts of wearing masks.
The CDC says wearing a face mask can help protect you and others from COVID-19, but the key is wearing the mask properly. The mask or cloth face covering should cover your nose, mouth, and chin. It should also be secured with ties or ear loops, include multiple layers of fabric, and allow for breathing with ease. Health officials say you should never touch the front of your mask due to possible contamination. You should only touch the ties or ear loops when putting the mask on or taking it off. And under no circumstance should you pull your mask down around your chin or take it off and put it back on. If you do, health officials say you can increase your risk of infection. David Beasley is the director of nursing with Navant Health Kernersville Medical Center, and he has a trick to prevent your face mask from fogging up your eyeglasses. Take a listen.
A trick that a lot of my colleagues use, of course, putting the mask back on and making sure it's secure around your face, but they'll take the ear loop side and just give it a twist and put it back on your ear. Other side, give it a twist, put it back on your ear, straighten it up a little bit, make sure the nose is pitched down well. And that's the trick that I see folks use to help prevent from fogging glasses.
By the way, the CDC says children under 2 years old do not need to wear a face mask due to the possibility of suffocation. But for more tips on the do's and don'ts of wearing face masks and cloth face coverings, all you have to do is visit our website. That's WFMYnews2.com.
Now let's get to our conversations for this morning on After GMS. So let's talk about working from home. You either really love it or you hate it. We want to know what you think about it. Is this something that we should continue doing? And I do think that things are going to change, but let's talk about it. Even as states begin to allow businesses to reopen, the pandemic is likely to permanently change how Americans work. There was already a trend toward more remote work or hybrid work, with employees working in the office sometimes and then remotely others. According to recent census data, 5.2% of the workforce worked from home before the pandemic. So this morning we want to know, how long should Americans work from home? I think that this is really going to be a discussion that companies are going to start having. I'm sure that they've already actually had some conversations, because they're going to be saving a lot of money with not having to pay rent for a workspace for those employees. And I think it's a good idea for a lot of companies. I really don't mind it at all. I do miss seeing people face to face, but it's nice to be home more. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it was definitely something we had to get used to, right? I mean, it wasn't like an automatic, we're down for this and we can't wait for it to happen. But now that it's been months since March, I'm kind of used to being the only one in the studio. I do miss having you guys here. Taran, Megan, you, Stacy, are all working from home. Ed Matthews is doing weather from, what did you say, the woodshed?
Yeah, it's the wood shop here, right adjacent to the weather garden.
That's so, I didn't even know that was a thing. So you gave me information. But Ed, how has this transition been for you?
Well, it's been fine. And I tell you, I'm one of these type people. I sleep at home, I eat occasionally at home, and that's about it. I like to be on the go. And, the management, when all this began, was really nice enough to give me the option. It said, you can come to work, but you're going to be confined to the weather garden. If you want to work at home, you have that option as well. And I took the option of coming and doing my weather segments completely from the weather garden. But I think in the future, I think people should have the option. If you have a job and you may turn out to be more productive at home than you would in a workplace. So if you can possibly have the option and it would work out in your job, I think your employer should give you the option of either coming into work or working at home. I'm not one of those people. I would not work very well at home. I'd flip on the TV, I'd turn on the stereo, I'd play with Rio. I wouldn't be focused. I'm more focused here, and I'll look forward to when we can all get back together.
Yeah, I would be in the fridge 24/7. And on the couch. All right, so Megan, you probably had the biggest transition here because you came back from maternity leave to this new way of working. So how's the transition been for you?
Well, I was really apprehensive at first, as I said on the Good Morning Show, but it has kind of been a blessing in disguise, just allowing me even just a few minutes, if I can sneak them here or there, to just pop in and check on my little guy who's being cared for by a family member, which I'm so appreciative of. But yeah, it is nice in that regard. I also think companies are not going to be overly eager to get people back to work as fast as possible. I think they're going to wait this out. They have their employees set up at home, those who can work from home right now. They're saving money, and they're also keeping people healthy, at least more of a guaranteed way of keeping people healthy than they otherwise would if people were congregating again in office spaces or conference rooms. So I think this is going to be a gradual transition for many employers, even as states start to reopen.
And the old saying is save the best for last. So that's what I've done here. Taran Kirksey has not been shy about voicing his opinions about working from home. And so I always love when you go on your little tarants here, but you love this idea.
Yeah, I am a big believer that for companies and industries where your employees can still get their jobs done remotely, they should consider making that an option. Not everybody works the same. Everybody's different. You have introverts, you have extroverts, and you have the spectrum of everyone in between. I'm kind of like an extroverted introvert, but my natural social comfort is generally being in solitude. I've just always been like that since I was a little kid. And so I have no problem working alone and in a quiet space, and I'm able to separate work from home. As soon as I walk through these doors back here, I'm not thinking about work anymore. That's just the way my mind works. And it's the same thing when I go into an office, but I can do that as well. But I believe that as long as the companies are taking care of their bottom line, which is their main priority for companies that are in it to make a profit, as long as their employees are being productive and getting the job done, I don't see what the problem is in having some of your employees work from home if that suits them best. Now, if working from home makes them less productive, then obviously that's not a good business decision. But if everybody can be productive, and with the technology that we have now, I mean, you can do so many things from home. I could put a green screen in my office here and key my weather graphics and switch between cameras easily. And I can fix my audio issues, put a rug down and put, some acoustic stuff on the wall. And you wouldn't even know that I was working from home. So there are a lot of
Taran is making his case right now.
Yeah, I thought through a lot of these things. But people that have sales calls and things like that, why do they have to go into the office when they can just go see their clients, leave their house, go see their clients, and then come back home and work on the paperwork? So I think there are a lot of opportunities in many industries to at least have the companies explore the option of giving their employees that option.
Yeah, Turan's practiced his elevator speech. He has a direct dial-up to our president of Tegna, Dave Luigi, and Larry Otis, who's the GM of our station here, because I think they're listening to you and to others, Turan, and also to the health experts that say, you know, we need to keep this up for a while. So, I mean, we'll be doing this at least through the month of May. I mean, who knows about June or July? So a lot of people agree with you, Turan, and with everybody else here about the work from home option. One of those people is Sharia. She says she's staying at home for now, but she says that she's working harder. Heather Harness says, I love working from home, cuts off the 20 minutes I have to drive. I didn't even think about that perk. She says, I'm getting up later because of it too. And then Tammy says she's a waitress, but she really misses interacting with people. And then Michelle is an EMS worker. She says it's kind of hard to run emergency calls from the house, but thank goodness she's no longer in the field. So a lot of people are responding saying, yes, you work harder from home. It's nice to have the flexibility and that the technology is there to support it. So it could be a while before companies, you know, or never again before companies are like, you have to go into the office. But I think that this has prompted a change, and it's a societal change, and who knows if it will ever go back. All right, guys, great conversation. Loved that one. Up next, something that brings you joy. Stacy, you are heading this conversation. It's amazing how many people are searching for the word happiness online right now.
Yeah, I was going to say we could just lead right into it with what makes Turan happy is working from home. But it's important to remember the happiness in life. And when you don't know where to find it, there's always Google, right? A search interest of happiness has reached a peak worldwide. Previous peaks have been back in December 2015 and February 2017. But just in the last month, positive quotes have spiked over 500% in searches in the U.S. and how to stay positive during COVID-19 and quarantine have been breakout searches in the last 3 months in the U.S. and worldwide. So people are looking for ways to be happy and find joy in life right now, and we want to know what brings joy to you. So go ahead and let us know in the comments. I talked about it earlier on the show that this weather heading our way is really bringing joy to me, but also knowing that we're in phase 1, so it's kind of like we're getting a sense of getting back to kind of normalcy, but it just gives me hope for the future. So I'm happy about that today. What about you, Tracy?
We are spreading so much happiness. So the small thing that I'm happy about is that my children and my husband ordered me new shoes for Mother's Day. They came in. Yes, and I'm wearing a pair now. And my kids have already said, Mommy, you look great. So I appreciate it. Thank you. But the big thing I'm really happy about is that my husband's business is starting to pick up work again. And so it's helping us out in the household. For a few weeks, we were kind of down to just my income. And so there were some times where it was like, oh, I need you to get back to work. But at the same time, I enjoyed him being home. So that's some really good news for our family finances. We had a little rough time, but we're making our way back, and I'm excited about that, and hopefully the business will fully recover. So Ed Matthews, start us off again with what you are happy about.
Well, I'm very happy about the fact that I'm going to be able to wear shorts and a t-shirt this weekend. Very excited about those mid-80s that are headed our way. But I'm happy that my family is safe and the virus has not invaded my family, thank God. And quite frankly, I have had really very little impact from all of this change. Yeah, you know, social distancing and all that, we can do that. It's pretty easy and all that. I got a good job. I haven't really had to pinch pennies or things like that. So I really feel blessed in that respect.
Yeah, blessings abound. I love it. Megan Malaris, weigh in on this.
All right, well, I am, of course, thankful for the obvious health and happiness and employment right now, especially. You know, I count my blessings each and every day, say a prayer every night that this type of blessing continues in our life, of course, as we get through the rest of this pandemic, because, you know, who knows the extent of this new normal. But I'm also thankful, as Ed said, just for the forecast. I mean, it is such a blessing to be able to get outside every day and walk. The only places I've really gone are my in-laws' house and the pediatrician's office for a wellness check for my son. So it's just nice being able to get outside and refresh our minds and just have that fresh air. And I love summer. It's my favorite season. So I am ecstatic about these 80s this weekend without the mosquitoes. I mean, that is the perfect weather in my mind.
Yeah, I love summer too. It's my favorite season. It's also my birthday season. So I know we're still technically in spring, but it'll feel like summer. So good segue into Taran Kirksey, who's all about weather and terms that I don't understand.
Well, I think everybody can understand the word warm. And we're going to have a lot of warm weather as we go on into the weekend. And really, when you look at the long-term trends, it looks like the warm weather is going to stick around for a while, maybe for the long haul here as we head towards summer. So I'm thankful for nice weather for the weekend. And also, as everyone else said, just thankful for the health of my immediate family.
Yeah, I just wrote here, I count my blessings, whether they're big or small, because they all matter. And especially when we're thinking about keeping ourselves happy and sane during, you know, these stay-at-home orders and now all the restrictions that are in place. Lifted restrictions that are in place. You know, it's important to think about all the good things. Cheryl says, I thank God every day for just letting me be here. Stacy Spivey, that's you, says the weather is. And Lynetta says, thankful that my family is doing well, praying for families who have been affected by COVID-19. Stacy, I just saw Stacy, so I didn't see your last name, and I was like, oh, that's you. I know who that is.
It's just me.
But it's important that you comment as well. We want everyone to get in on this conversation. All right, so we talked about the warm weather, and Stacy gives it a, a Hail Mary, or just kind of a praise?
It's a praise.
A praise?
Praise the Lord for nice weather.
Okay, yeah, I guess a Hail Mary would be what I need right now to save me out of this embarrassing moment. So, Ed Matthews, what's the forecast?
Oh, it's going to be a little chilly today, but this will be the last chilly day for a while, hopefully right on through the summer. Mid-60s today, some off and on showers mainly this morning, and then the warm-up that'll put a big fat smile on your face begins tomorrow. Sun and clouds in upper 70s, that's exactly where we should be. That's about normal, but what do you say we just keep going and we go above normal? We're pretty deserving. We'll be up to about 83 on Friday. Weekend, fantastic. It's going to be really, really great. We're looking at mid, maybe even some upper 80s. Only a small pop-up afternoon storm chance on Sunday. Slightly better chance on Monday. It's going to be indeed a weekend to get outdoors.
All right, we'll do it. And thank you so much for joining us here on After GMS. Join us every Monday through Friday right at this time. We'll have more great conversations, and the weather looks great for the rest of the week, so at least tune in for that. And we will hope that you all stay safe in the meantime. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you soon.